Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, and inside the T-Mobile Arena, we have the championship game of the college basketball crown as the Nebraska Cornhuskers out of the Big Ten Conference take on the UCF Knights out of the Big 12. And we have stars on the floor. Today, the Moon Man, who shoots the moon ball, Darius Johnson, coming off a huge game in the semifinals, and he will face the Big Ten's leading scorer this season, Bryce Fly Williams. 72 points scored in this matchup this week here in Las Vegas. 16 teams started, and we're down to 2. Nebraska, UCF for the big one, the championship, and for the bag. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with the All-American Jimmy Jackson, and welcome to Las Vegas. This is the college basketball crown, where the winner of this game will not only win a championship, but will secure $300,000. Jimmy, man, oh man, a Shevitz, 300 big ones. Yeah. Darius Johnson, Bryce Williams, great players, and they'll compete for it all right now.
Yeah, and also, too, the money, the winning, but also being the first team to win it has significance. And I think both of these programs right now are looking at that as a way to catapult into next season. You talked about the scores. This is a dynamic game that I think we're going to see because Nebraska wants to kind of more half court. UCF wants to get up and down. Which side will win out? We'll see. Stan tuned. It should be a good one.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for the college basketball crown championship game, Cornhuskers Knights. Jimmy Jack.
Talk to me. Andrew Morgan getting inserted into the starting lineup, had a really good game, 6 points, 4 rebounds, big bruiser inside the score. And how about Tyler Hendricks, the young sophomore that is showing that he can play and play really well on this level. I love his execution, his athleticism, and shot making.
Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline. Let's go to Christina Pink.
Well, hey, Gus. Darius Johnson came to Vegas as a man on a mission. He had 31 points in the quarterfinal, 42 in the semis, and he does not want to leave here empty-handed. He has known Johnny Dawkins his entire life, not just his head coach, but his godfather as well. He said, we've never won a championship together. This would be our last chance. He said, this is for pride and money. He said, there's a lot of people back home who didn't think we could come out here and win this thing. Let's prove them wrong.
All right, Christina, thank you very much. Your officials, Brian O'Connell, DJ Carsonson, and Tyler Kump. Johnny Dawkins, what a job he's done coaching this team to get to this game.
But also, too, think about this. You got some players who have entered the transfer portal, but yet and still want to play. And Donnie said, look, you know, he's looking at this from the perspective of let's get it done. And speaking about coaching, I mean, Fred Hoiberg, the job he's done here in Nebraska, 2 20-plus win seasons. This would be a really great coaching matchup between the two.
All right, so Chom and Morgan, who's in the starting lineup today for Nebraska instead of Bukdengel.
BK.
Tossing the tap, controlled by UCF. Here's Darius Johnson, guarded by Hoiberg. Debo Coleman, guarded by Jacobson. Johnson with those 42 points. He's playing with a tender hamstring. First shot of the day off the heel. Jacobson with the rebound. For this Nebraska team, they beat Boise State 79-69 in yesterday's Crown semifinal. Juwan Gary had 21 points and hit all 4 of his three-point attempts. Nebraska shot 63% from the field. Baseline, Gary, 6 to shoot. Turnaround, Jay, rejected by Chom.
And that's right there. I mean, it's beautiful anticipation. Never left the paint. Choms was right there. Outstanding timing.
Nebraska shooting 63% from behind the three-point line in that semifinal game against the Broncos to advance. Here's a team that's been hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, and cold. And we'll tell you about that in a little bit. Gary off the mark.
The key for UCF, too, can he push the tempo enough to force Nebraska to have to play at their pace?
Johnson on the baseline. They swing it to Chom, sets up for three, and knocks down his first shot. This kid's dynamic, 19 years old, 5-star recruit. They think that the sky is the limit for him.
Well, he is. You saw the defensive play and how he impacts that into the court, but also offensively, a beautiful stroke from behind the arc. And like you said, you guys, sky's the limit for this young man.
Here's Bryce Williams. Sky is the limit for him. His father, Henry, played at Charlotte, was an all-star, second-round pick, passed away in 2018 of a kidney disorder. Gary steps into a triple. Got it. Juwan Gary has been excellent in this tournament, averaging 18 a game, shooting 51% from the field. 7 of 11 coming into this game from the three-point line. And Johnson now turns the corner on Hoiberg. They kick it down. Mahovsky, big-time finger roll, no. Jacobson kicks it out. Hoiberg in transition. Debo Coleman picks him up. Hoiberg has been a great leader, orchestrator in this tournament. Morgan, 15-footer, and
you can get that play all day because that short roll is going to be open as Chom is going to really secure himself a little bit deeper in the paint. So Morgan should be able to look, identify, and get that shot a lot of times right there in the middle.
Mahovsky threads the sideline. Off the mark for Johnson. Remember, he's got a tender right hamstring. I asked him about it before the game. He said, I got to gut through it. But it is tender right now. Williams skipping. Hoiberg, step back three. Air ball, out of bounds.
Well, you'll see a lot of this right in here to be able to get to the spot. Right there, put Shams in a situation. Now he has to make a decision because if you can bring him out the lane, now you got backdoor cuts, you got drives, you got penetration, but you got to make a few of them. And Morgan off to a nice start.
Coleman. He's the leader of this team. Chom again. That time, way off the mark.
It took too much time to square that up. Thought about it.
Jacobson. Williams knocked away by Johnson. Now Williams is 6'7", Johnson about 6'1". He's got a height advantage. But Johnson is very strong. He'll pick up the foul, his first team foul. We told you that Nebraska's been streaky this season. They win 6, they lose 6. They win 5 of 6, they lose 5. Now they have won 3 in a row. See how they finish. Morgan spinning, leaning, and can't get it to fall. Johnson the other way. Mahovsky, the German international, skipping into the front court. He said his favorite player growing up was Mike James from the Miami Heat as he lays that one in on a sweet butter roll.
How about that? I played with Mike, too. Mike could go get it, man.
I'm just wondering how from Germany he
right?
noticed Mike.
Yeah.
Mike was quick, though, I'll tell you that. Williams, fly. His daddy's name was High Fly Williams in honor of his father. How about Fly Williams? You ever heard of Fly Williams?
I did. Seattle, baby. And that time, Bryce didn't need a lot of room to get that shot up and in. Beautiful rotation that time by Jacobs.
And a steal by Mahovsky. Mahovsky. Johnson. Out of bounds. Okay. So now we know that hamstring is a problem.
You know, and the more he gets into it, maybe it loosens up a little bit. But sometimes mentally in your head, you don't want to aggravate it, so you pull back a little. Keep an eye on that, Gus.
He's 0 for 3 to start. Different story. Bryce Williams dialing it up. 8-5. The crowd has the first of its kind NIL endorsement opportunity partnering with Vivid Seats. The final 4 teams will have brand ambassador deals. The crowned champion will get $300,000. Second place will get $100,000, with the loser on Saturday taking home $50,000. $300,000. So this is a $200,000 game, Jim.
It really is. It really, I mean, it's good. I mean, that's the way of the world of college basketball, college sports in general. Outstanding opportunity for these young men to earn money. Like I said, guys, nothing like being the first who is able to get it done. Cut the nets down here at the Crown.
And just talking to some of the executives that have put on this tournament, from Vivid Seats and AEG, down the road, maybe 10 years from now, the price tag could be $10 million for the winner, as Gary, who's been playing like $1 million baby.
And Gary is a perfect complement to Bryce Williams, too, because if you lean too heavily towards Williams' side, it's Gary on the opposite that can get it going, just as he did the other day against
Ivy Curry, driving to the basket, banks it down. And now with Darius Johnson struggling with that hamstring, other players are really going to have to step up offensively for UCF. Hopefully it can loosen up. Now Bryce Williams backs him down. Hoiberg passes up a 15-foot jump shot. Juwan Gary. Jacobson to the bucket, teardrop, off the back rim, no. Morgan snatches it down with one hand. Elbow out of bounds, lost it, and it will be UCF basketball.
Juwan Gary, here he is in the middle. Chom with the little, freezes Chom right there with a little pump fake, ball fake, able to get that shot up and in.
Juwan Gary, 21 points against Boise in the semis, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks in 38 minutes.
Averaging 18 in 3 games here, shooting 51%.
Coleman, deep jump shot, no. Rebounded by Hoiberg. 10-7. UCF 1 of 6 from the three-point line to start this game. Williams on a jump stop. Morgan to Williams for 3. Rebounded. Hendricks. Tyler Hendricks has had an excellent tournament. Had 12 against Villanova yesterday and is averaging 14 in the Crown. And a nice answer this time, Ivy Curry. And this kid plays with an attitude. He's from Galveston, Texas.
And he could be a really good offset if Darius Johnson, if he is having that hamstring problem. Ivy Curry can come in and not only score, but he's an excellent ball handler as well.
And an offensive foul called against Nebraska, setting a screen.
Well, both of these guards, too, for UCF are physical guards. What I mean is they impact you offensively. They put their body into yours, utilize their strength to create space, and then they're excellent finishers once they get to the basket. So really tough and challenging. 2 backcourt players that are tough to guard.
Now Dior Johnson checks in for UCF. He had 13, averaging 8 off the bench in the tournament. Ivy Curry rims off. He is not shy, folks. He will put it up, and they're going to need him. The Sejan. Saved by Hoiberg. Inside, a Sejan with a layup.
And those are game-winning plays. I know it's early, but that's an extra possession. Another opportunity to score, which Nebraska was able to take advantage of. And that's just excellent hustle that time by Hoiberg.
Connor Sejan, a Wisconsin transfer. Chom, jump hook, short. Batted around. This one claimed by Mia. Mia had an incredible reverse jam in yesterday's game for Nebraska against Boise.
Yeah.
Baseline, Bryce Williams, rising fire. Pure. Fly Williams.
Man, look who's coming back in the game, too. Darius Johnson.
Got to get him back in there.
Yeah.
Timeout. UCF. 11:54 to play. First half, 15-9. Big Red.
Yeah, it's nothing like playing your heart out, being rewarded for it. And Hoiberg inside. A Sejan able to finish it off that great hustle. And, of course, in the corner, Fly Williams knocking down another 3. Nebraska up 6.
Thank you, Coach. You guys already have 3 offensive rebounds early. How are you battling for those extra possessions?
Well, it was a really good hustle play, and that last one by Sam does get it to Braxton, and then get the Connor cut into the basket. Those are huge in games like this to get those extra possessions.
What have you liked from your group on the defensive end so far?
Well, we've done a nice job contesting. There's a very talented offensive team. They hit 15 threes yesterday. We talked about the importance early on of having high early shot challenges on all their shooters. We've done a good job of that so far. Got to keep rebounding the ball and hopefully getting out in transition.
All right, thank you, Coach. Gus?
Okay, thank you very much, Christina. Bryce Williams, what a season he's had. Transferred from the University of Charlotte, where his father, Henry, played. And you played with Henry.
Yeah, I believe with Pan Am game tryouts. No, not Pan Am game, but yeah, it was Pan Am games. We were in Colorado, an Olympic training facility. I mean, of course, I followed Henry, too, while he was playing at Charlotte because he was putting up phenomenal numbers. Quick, athletic, got a shot off on anybody.
6'3".
Yeah.
Darius Johnson, 15-footer, off the bounce. Can't get it to go. Mia. Aggressive rebound. Cornhuskers the other way, up 15-9. Williams, step back three. Fly guy.
Well, I mean, if you're going to switch that, you got to be up on that screen. If not, Williams is going to make you pay, and that time punished him for not communicating and chommed right back at him. It was a beautiful move.
Beautiful.
Great footwork, soft touch right there.
19 years old. He's gained 20 pounds since coming to Central Florida. Reclassified. Williams off the bounce again, this time mid-range. He's got such a pro game.
No, he does. You notice his tempo, too.
He's got gears.
You notice his tempo. When he wants to get by you, he can. If not, he's playing at a nice pace. And there's a offensive foul on Darius Johnson right there. He got away with that a couple times yesterday. Hoiberg takes that charge. But let's go back. Bryce Williams here. In transition to pick. Benny Williams goes under, and Chalmers is not there. You got to be right there in his shooting pocket. And here, beautiful 2 dribbles into a pull-up, reading the defense, executing, getting to a spot that he felt comfortable right there near the free throw line.
Now he moves off the ball. Ulis, the Iowa transfer, comes in. He'll slash on an angle, rejected by Chom, his second block.
Chom has great timing too, Gus.
8th block of the tournament for Chom. Ivy Curry, ill-advised pass. Huskers the other way. 3 turnovers for UCF. Hoiberg to Essegian. Catch and shoot, count it. Cornhuskers all business to start this game, folks.
And notice that too. That was a fast break, but it was methodical. So Nebraska will get you and beat you in transition.
Darius Johnson on the bench. He picked up his 2nd foul. Dior Johnson answers, trying to stop the bleeding here. And Dior has been excellent. He should be on an all-tournament team.
Now he's shooting 69% right now in the 3 games here.
Williams again. This time off the front rim. Dior Johnson will bring it the other way, along with Chom. Ivy Curry sets. And a whistle and foul on the floor as Tyler Hendricks picks up the offensive rebound. Essegian called for the foul, his first.
Well, speaking about Essegian, just go back to this transition offense. On this side, Hoiberg sets it up perfectly. And again, you got to know your shooter, okay? With Essegian and also with Williams. If you're going to switch that, you got to be on top of that screen. Too much space, they'll beat you every time.
Ivy Curry turnaround jump shot in the paint, and it goes down. This kid plays with some grit. He's transferred. He's been at the University of Texas San Antonio, Pacific, went back to the University of Texas San Antonio, and now at UCF.
And he's also nursing an injury as well.
Ulis, Essegian, got a good look. 23-15. UCF on the season, 20-16. They were 7-13 in the Big 12. Baseline. Hendricks. Jacobson the other way with Ulis. In and out dribble to the cuff. Right hand off the window, high and in.
And you don't stop the ball. Ulis can get to a strong hand, but another great job of Andrew Morgan kind of sealing Benny Williams out, providing a lane for Ewis to go unimpeded for that layup.
8:25 to play in the first half of the Crown. The winner to receive $300,000, and Jordan Ivy Curry came to play some ball today. He knows that his backcourt mate, Darius Johnson, is not 100%. Somebody's got to pick it up. Besieged. Block. Tap. Here come the Knights. Inside. Up and in again. Beautifully done by Mahovsky.
And that's good transition defense by Nebraska. You had 3 players back, but when the shot went up, Mahovsky knew exactly where it was coming off at. He was able to put it back up and in.
So the 12-point lead for Nebraska is down to 5. Here's Bryce Williams, guarded by Mahovsky. Backs him down quickly in the paint. Elevates over him off the back rim and in. So we've seen him hit threes. We've seen him hit mid-range jump shots. We've seen him post up. This kid is brilliant. 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting. He led the Big Ten in scoring at 20 a game. And Jimmy, that's a big deal. You did that.
Yeah, no, it is too. I mean, constantly being on the top of the scouting report and still being able to get numbers and as efficient, and offensive rebound, offensive foul.
Mahovsky hustling on the glass. 7:09 to play. First half. His father, they called him High Fly. The sky is the limit for Bryce Fly Williams.
Thank you, Coach. Bryce Williams has 13 already. How do you get a handle on him with your defense?
Well, he's a very good player. You know, we have to have 10 eyes on him all the time. We have to have guys step up and take the challenge because he's a very good player.
What do you want to see from your group on the offensive end?
We need to get more ball movement. We get the ball reversed. We need to attack more off of those situations as opposed to being stagnant.
All right, thank you. Gus, back to you.
Thank you, Christina. So Darius Johnson, his best player, who had that 42-point game yesterday. No points on 0-4 shooting. He's got 2 fouls. And he also has a tender right hamstring. Trying to gut through it.
Well, it's not easy, too. You know, mentally, Gus, it limits some of your movement, especially with him being able to get to the basket and elevate.
They kick it out. Debo Coleman with a great look. Rims off. Scooped up. Ulis the other way with a Siege. Mia. UCF 2 for 10 now from the 3-point line. 27-20. Largest lead has been 12 for the Cornhuskers. Gary, who's from Columbia, South Carolina, has had an excellent tournament. 5 to shoot. Ulis. Yo-yoing. Mahovsky the other way. Ivy Curry to the cup off the window. Counted and the foul. I love this kid. This kid is gritty, tough.
Well, you see what makes this team so tough, it's been tough all year, is their transition offense. I mean, you miss, they get it out quick. You got multiple guards that can begin and finish and end the break. And that time, I talked about the physicality of these guards, and a little push by Gary around the hip, eyes up, still able to finish it.
Adds the free throw. He's keeping him in it right now. Jordan Ivy Curry with 12, with Darius Johnson on the bench with 2 fouls and a bad hammy. Gary explodes to the basket, left hand, high off the glass and in. This kid transferred from Alabama, didn't get a chance to play a lot in Tuscaloosa, but came to Nebraska, and this has become his home.
Yeah, you talked about that yesterday, Gus, and how comfortable he feels on and off the court. And it's reflective in his play.
Mahovsky. Another incredible story. Nils Mahovsky didn't get a chance to play a lot during the season. But in the postseason, he entered the transfer portal. Coach Dawkins giving him an opportunity to remain with the team before he leaves to go somewhere else as a season. Makes that bucket, and he's played Mahovsky excellent basketball.
Oh, yes. I mean, he and Tyler Hendricks, 2 players that are in the transfer portal, have really shown how valuable they can be to the next team. And Shout out to Johnny Dawkins for staying with both of those young men, allowing them to be still a part of the program. And see Mahovsky right here. Beautiful pick time by Hendricks, able to free up Mahovsky. And then I love to see when Asijan does this, get inside the three-point line, be more of a threat. 69% of his shots come from behind the three-point line.
31-26, 5:14 to play in the first half of the Crown Championship game. The winner to receive $300,000. The loser will get $100,000. Williams, fadeaway, 15-footer again. Bryce Williams has been on fire. 15 points in the first half. 31, make that 33-26.
Has Bryce Williams broke a sweat yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, man.
Chom. Reversal. Coleman gathers himself, kicks it out. Ivy Curry. Got it.
That's beautiful offense right
I have a feeling this kid's going to show you something tonight.
Think so? Yeah, well, he, like you said, too, though. He understands that his backcourt mate, Darius Johnson, is injured right now, playing through it.
33-29. Williams, shake. Asijan, cut off, reverses, pumps, rejected. Chom with his third rejection. I tell you what, when he watches some Bill Russell tape and he learns that he can block it and then just keep it and get a block and a rebound, watch what happens.
But you know, the timing here is great because if he comes over sooner, Mija is then wide open, he's going to get a layup. So his timing is impeccable when he chooses to come over and provide backline help.
3 to shoot. Hoiberg short. And a whistle and foul coming up. And it's against UCF. Looks like Mahovsky got caught trying to box out.
Now Bryce Williams got to a spot, a little late. Two ball finds the bottom of the net, but not to be outdone. Jordan Ivy Curry could put his numbers up, keeping UCF in this game.
All right, 33-29. Nebraska on top of UCF. Bryce Williams has been excellent to start this game.
Well, I love how scorers can always get to their spots. You're comfortable, you read the defense. Watch it, I want to freeze it right here. See this space? This space, Bryce Williams understands where it's at. He attacks it and not going to take it too deep, okay? So scorers figure ways out. They know the game plan. They know how defenses are going to play him. And now he goes at his own pace and can get his shot each and every time just about so.
And as we mentioned yesterday, he's got a Allen Houston. Allen Houston played at Tennessee, played for the Detroit Pistons and the New York Knicks. He's got an Allen Houston type demeanor.
He does. Not in a rush, can explode by you, but he's able, to me, to read defenses and react off of how teams are playing him individually, collectively, and he keeps his own pace.
We've seen him post,
right,
mid-range, and shoot threes all in the first half. Asijan.
Well, that just makes you tough to guard, Gus. I mean, because you can't take all of it away.
Darius Johnson back on the floor with the 2 fouls with 3:45 to go. He's a senior, so he should be able to play and stay out of foul trouble. Mahovsky, excuse me. Yes, Mahovsky. And a whistle.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Nebraska too, I don't feel bad for Darius Johnson. I'm trying to put him in any action, pick and roll, force him to have to play defense. Because you know he's hobbling a little bit. So you want to attack what could be maybe a little weak spot defensively for UCF.
Williams picked up the foul, his first. 15 foul against Big Red. Mahovsky. Now Johnson inside, nice look. Chom short. He's got to get that one up a little higher. Arkwise.
Yeah, that's about the second one he's missed inside. Beautiful play call, just couldn't deliver.
Williams off the screen, in and out. Chom, I tell you, he's blocking shots and rebounding today. High stepping. Ivy Curry keeps his dribble alive as he circles, guarded by Juwan Gary. Gary, good defender. Ivy Curry lost it out of bounds. Tried to step back, and UCF turns it over for the 5th time. Full court pressure now being applied by the Knights. Hoiberg gets it over the midcourt line. Jacobson, walk on. He's going to earn not only a scholarship, but somebody's going to pay him a big sum at the end of this season. Gary. Nebraska going a little cold now. Opportunity for UCF to get right back in this one. After trailing by 12. Tip picked up. Johnson deep in the corner. And knocked out of bounds. Will stay right here.
Yeah, good active hands activity. And the reason why Nebraska, too, defensively, not only are they in rotation, guys really well, but they communicate early and often and loud enough to whereas to be able to be in a position to get a deflection like that. Beautiful.
Ivy Curry trying to sneak in. Jacobson getting a hand on it. 16 to shoot. 2:24 to play. Here in the first half of the Crown Championship game. The winner to receive not only the championship trophy, but $300,000. Nice look. As Hendricks hits a baby jump shot on the baseline.
And that pass was intended for Chom, but it got deflected. Hendricks caught it.
UCF right back in this game. Nebraska 0 for their last 5 from behind the arc. Jacobson too strong. And a whistle will head the other way. Foul coming up. Looks like it's Mia.
Well, Chom right there made Jacobson think about that and arc that up a little bit higher. And watch this pass. It was made for Chom, but it's meant for Chom, but it got deflected. Hendricks, Johnny on the spot right there.
Mustafa Cham of Senegalese descent. He will begin his international career with Senegal, from what I'm told, this summer. And Johnson goes down hard, but draws contact.
There's trying to turn the corner.
Bryce Williams picked up his second. He'll have to leave. Here comes Ulis. So Darius Johnson at the line. He'll shoot 2. His dad, Kelvin, is a special assistant to Johnny Dawkins. His brother Xavier played college basketball at Southern Illinois. Darius Johnson, what a wonderful young player. Final go-around, final opportunity to be coached by his father. Last college game. 33-32. His first points of the day. A minute and 45 to go. Actually make that 33-33. Baseline, Hoiberg. Rebounded, weak side, Dior Johnson. He'll push it hard into the front court. Knocked away by Hoiberg. Hendricks, one step, teardrop. Off the front rim, no. Mia clears it. 1:20 to play. Now Ulis gathering himself. Gary hell-bent to get to the hook. And foul. And that will go on Hendricks, his first 4th team foul.
Yeah, but excellent offense that time. Ball was able to go south, east, and west. And then as Gary received it back, it was a nice little opening in the gap, big body, able to pick up that foul. And this Nebraska team runs some excellent actions off the ball, with the ball, that allow us guys to turn the corner.
Gary at the line. His mother Alicia and his father Kevin, they work at the Lowe's Food Market. Alicia works in the deli department. Kevin works in the floral department. Talking to him before the game, he said, I want to win a championship, but I definitely want to take home a nice little check bonus at the end of the season so I can share with my mom and my dad and my sister, who's 16. Humble beginnings. This kid is great. I mean, great. 35-33. Johnson inside. Pops out. Squirts around. Ivy Curry steps back. Now drives baseline. Cut off. Chum. Looking for space. Oh, nice pass to Debo Coleman and a layup. So we've seen Chum block shots, rebound, now throw dimes.
I tell you, the upside for this young man is tremendous, and we're seeing a little bit of everything from what he has to offer.
12-point lead evaporates for Nebraska. That's because UCF digs down deep, and they've leveled this game.
Yeah, watch Chum. You normally say don't throw a one-handed pass, but he drilled this one. Got it right past Jacobson. Debo Coleman able to catch and finish.
And Chum is supposed to be in high school right now, folks. He reclassified. He's a great student. So he finished up early, and he's 19 years old. He's supposed to be a senior, probably playing in state championship right now.
But advancing his career
7'2",
a little quicker. Yep.
Wingspan of a condor. From Senegal, he speaks French and the Senegalese national language, which is called Wolof.
I spent some time in Senegal and Dakar.
What was that like?
Basketball Without Borders, NBA program. And this was early on, too, when a lot of the Senegalese players had started to come to the United States. So you can see where the potential of these young men were going. They were being taught the game the right way. And, you know, he's the third, fourth generation product of what the NBA wanted to start back in the early 2000s.
35-35. 27 seconds remaining in the first half of the Crown. UCF on a 9-2 run. About a 9-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock, and Dior Johnson's call for the foul. His first. 5th team foul. Shot clock turned off, game clock at 16.7. PK. Besiegin turns, drives, strip, outlet pass. Johnson, front court, knocked away by Gary. And that'll be the end of the first half with the score. Nebraska 35, UCF 35. Cornhuskers control most of the first half thanks to the red-hot shooting of Bryce Williams' 15 points on 6 of 9. UCF trying to overcome an injury to their leading scorer, Darius Johnson, who has 2 points on 0 for 4 shooting. But it was Ivy Curry as he picked it up, scoring 15 for the Knights and keeping them in this game. Let's go to Christina Pink.
Thank you, Gus. Bryce, it's been a battle so far in this first half. What do you need to see from your group collectively in the second half?
We need to play with more poise, play with more toughness, and, you know, learn to finish possessions.
You got 15 points so far. How are you getting your looks?
Kind of just staying aggressive, trying to get into the paint and probe a little bit as much as I can.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Gus?
All right, Christina, thank you very much. And that is it for the first half. Coming up, we'll send you to Rob Stone and the boys. They'll break it all down for you. You're watching the College Basketball Crown on Fox. And welcome back to Las Vegas. You are watching the College Basketball Crown, the championship game. As we head to the second half, our score 35-35. Gus Johnson along with the All-American Jim Jackson. And Jim, in that first half, Nebraska, you thought they were going to pull away up by 12, especially with Darius Johnson being in foul trouble and with the tender hamstring, but there's some guys that really pulled him back. Jordan Ivy Curry, in particular for UCF, and obviously Bryce Williams.
Well, you said the stars were going to show out, and Bryce Williams in this first half did exactly that. I mean, 6 for 9 from the field, 15 points, but it's not just scoring, it's how he gets his basket. You talk the versatility. Spot up jump shot, easy money, able to catch it. Off the dribble, can do that too. You want to get inside, 2 dribble pull up, 15 feet. versatility in his game. That's why it's so tough to stop. And then when you got Curry in your name, you better be able to score.
That's right.
You know
That's
what
right.
I'm saying? So Jordan Ivy Curry has done just that. Also 6 for 9 from the field, couple 3-pointers, kind of taking over a little bit more since, like you mentioned, Darius Johnson has been hampered by that hamstring. So he's filled in nicely, scoring load. And how about this right here for UCF? The 17 points and the 9 bench points and 9 assists for Nebraska in that first half.
All right, let's go to Christina.
Hey, Gus. Well, the first thing that Coach Dawkins brought up about his offense was we need to get Darius Johnson going in space so he can create. I said, Coach, is he being slowed down by that hamstring injury? He said, maybe a little bit. Look, it's been a tough tournament, but we also need to utilize Mustafa Cham. He said he has been big for us. We need to feed him when he's open. He also said we need to continue to get Jordan Ivy Curry going with that spark that he's provided us from the bench. More of that in the second half.
And thank you, Christina. So we're ready for the second half. Jordan Ivy Curry will start on the bench, and he will most likely come in quickly. Here come the Cornhuskers: Jacobson, Williams, Morgan, Hoiberg, and Gary. Gary first shot, and the rebound to Hendricks, who's joined by Mahovsky, Cham, Darius Johnson, and Debo Coleman. Mahovsky got a hand on it. Cham picks it up. New shot clock for UCF. Mahovsky, the runner. Oh, off the glass and in. The ATM is
it's open. And Coach Hoiberg just kind of shrugged his shoulders on that shot.
So UCF takes the lead. Their first lead since the score was 3-0. Hoiberg around the corner. Hesitates because Cham is there. He's got 3 blocks already. Williams deep. Off the heel, and it wedges between the glass and the backboard. Arrow favors the glass and the rim, and the arrow favors UCF.
Man, like you said, the bank is open 24 hours a day here in Vegas. Anytime you want to get a withdrawal, it's always open. Now, listen, better defense that time on Bryce Williams, right in the shooting pocket when he came off the screen. See if they make that adjustment throughout the second half.
Darius Williams still looking for a field goal.
He's dragging that leg a little bit, especially when he has to try to explode and elevate, guys.
Williams turns, triple team, double team now. Debo Coleman makes him cough it up. Here comes Debo in the front court, down the lane, on the glass, and in. From Memphis, Tennessee, Georgia Tech transfer. Debo Coleman, one of the captains of the Knights. Largest lead of the game for UCF.
Look, outstanding response this latter part of that first half, and now at the beginning of the second half by UCF.
Here's Williams inside, and a whistle and foul. Tough guard for Darius Johnson.
No, it is too, and it looks like they're not coming from the double team either. And watch this. Bryce Williams gets too deep and 3 jerseys around him, and then the Knights doing what they do best, which is get out in transition. You don't stop ball. Debo Coleman able to make you pay.
Tyler Hendricks called for the foul, his second. Remember, Darius Johnson has 2. Here's Morgan stripped out of play. Nebraska will hold on. Looks like Mahovsky got a hand on the basketball.
Well, but also, too, because Cham is there, you tend to hesitate a little bit when you start to go to the basket.
You better.
You know what I mean?
And he blocks another one. Got a hand on that one. That's 4 blocks for Cham.
Then Gary is down. Jawan Gary got hit on top of the head. He's on the baseline, so advantage here for UCF.
And Cham with a jam. And Gary. Not sure what happened. So the Nebraska medical staff taking a look at Juwan Gary. Let's see what happened.
Oh, right there on top of the head. Ooh. Inadvertent elbow. Right there. And he immediately came down on it right here. The attempted block, and boom, right there. And it doesn't take much with the point of the elbow and the soft spot at the top of your crown of the head I think it was a little blood there too. Saw some on his right thumb right there.
You know, Mustafa Cham is 7'2". Long arms, sharp elbows.
I tell you who did that, rest in peace, was Dikembe Mutombo.
Well, I would never want to go even close to a rebound.
He didn't do it just to opponents. And you see Juwan Gary get up. But us in practice.
When you were in Atlanta.
When I was in Atlanta. Or in the game when he's getting a rebound or trying to help out, sometimes Big Zeke would come and those elbows would catch you. And good to see Juwan being able to be physically able to walk off the court, and hopefully he'll be okay.
He's a tough young man. He will definitely, if he can, get back into this game, and they need him. Remember, he had 21 yesterday in the semifinals, and he's been playing excellent in this tournament, averaging 18 points a game and 8 rebounds. He's got 9 points right now. So Christina, I'm sure as soon as she knows something, she will report back to us. So without him in the lineup, who will step up and become that #2 scorer? Hoiberg to a cutting, the Sejan, the runner, way off balance. Cham with another rebound. His 6th to go along with 4 blocks. Baseline, Johnson. They swing it. Hendricks block. Jacobson, he's got trailers. Williams in motion. And it's taken away from him. UCF the other way. Mahovsky galloping into the front court. Baseline, Mahovsky. Got it! Nils Mahovsky. And how about UCF after being down by 12? Up 44-35. Nebraska in a little trouble now. One of their best players, Juwan Gary, is in the locker room. And almost another steal and a 3rd foul coming up on Darius Johnson.
Well, Mahovsky was able to get this 3 in the corner, but it was he was able to get it because they got back in transition defense, stop what could have been a layup by Nebraska. Then when you run the court, you have numbers. The pass was on time and on target, and the bench right there loving it.
18-2 run for UCF. And here's a foul.
Ooh. I don't know about that one, guys. I thought
that's
that was
#3.
Defense.
And Johnson's on the bench.
Yeah, I thought that was really good defense that time by Johnson.
The Sejan. Sejan struggling with the shot. So far in this game, 3 for 10. Ivy Curry in the game now. He had a big first half, 15 points. Kept him in it, brought him back. And jump ball the call, the arrow favors Nebraska.
And that time Ivy Curry got trying to do a little bit too much.
Got caught in no man's land.
Yep, and picked up his dribble in traffic. Sometimes you got to probe and you got to know when to get off the ball. And that time held it too long, forced the jump ball.
Jacobson running the point. Morgan, the big man inside. Started the second half. Instead of Vyuktinjev. Baseline, Morgan. 2 dribbles. Reverse. Off the glass. No. Cham contesting it again. He may have gotten a piece.
Yeah, he covers so much space, and that was a good move by Morgan, but
7 rebounds. Mahovsky shows it. Loose ball and a foul coming up on the floor against Big Red. .31 to play, second half. 44-35, UCF leading Nebraska here at the College Basketball Crowd Championship game. $300,000 on the line in this one.
But as we see, he's back out there, got some pats on the back from his teammates in the huddle, and he's ready to roll.
All right. Good sign for Nebraska.
No, it is too. I mean, his toughness, his scoring, his defense.
Ivy Curry spinning. Oh, to the bucket. Jordan Ivy Curry came to play ball today. A game high 17 off the bench. UCF up 46-35. And a turnover for Big Red.
I told you something about that Curry name, man.
That's right.
Get some buckets.
I was watching him on TV the other night against Denver. Unbelievable.
His motor still.
He an old man now.
I know, but still moving and running and scoring.
Ivy Curry, baseline, Hendricks, and another big-time bucket for the Knights, who take their largest lead of the game, 49-35 on a 16-0 run.
Can you feel the energy, the shift in energy right now, ending that first half for the Knights, and now beginning of this second?
Jump hook on the baseline, but here come the Cornhuskers. That's Gary.
Anytime you're able to bring Chom out the lane, and that opened it up for that backdoor cut.
That's the first points of the half for Nebraska. 49-37, 15-footer. Ivy Curry, no. Bryce Williams pulls it down. Streaking ahead. Besiegin in the corner, guarded by Mahovsky. Top of the arc. Morgan takes his time. Gary, guarded by Coleman. 10 to shoot. Besiegin, free, and good.
And that can be a recipe, too, because offensively, Nebraska can utilize Morgan in these pick and rolls, knowing that Chom is going to be in drop coverage. So you had a lot of opportunity for those type of shots in this Nebraska offense.
49-39. Mahovsky inside, nice look. That ball block picked up by Bryce Williams. Andrew Morgan got a hand on it. Williams. They swing it. Gary crosses over, pushes up, off the glass with the left hand, and with English, it's good. Here comes Nebraska. Timeout, UCF. 49-41, 6-0 run. And the Nebraska fans have come all the way from Lincoln. They've shown out here.
Yeah, and finding a little bit rhythm offensively right here. Nice little exchange, pull-up jump shot of Siege, and able to knock that one in, and then the block. Defensively, take your pick on who gets it. And then the reason why Juwan Gary is so valuable, put his head down, 2 feet in the lane, able to finish, cut this lead down to 8.
The superstars of Nebraska have come to watch this tournament. That's Dylan Raiola. He's the quarterback of the Nebraska Cornhuskers going to in his sophomore year. And this kid is wonderful, Jimmy. Ohio State's going to have some problems. I was talking to him.
Why you want to say Ohio State?
Because you're there to the national championship.
How come you just can't say Big Ten?
No,
Why you want to?
Because this is what happened. In the offseason, they brought in Rocco Spindler. I did some good sports reporting here, talking to Dylan. He came from Notre Dame. That's his center. Then he got a left tackle, Elijah Pritchard, I think, from Alabama. A wide receiver, Dane Keith from Kentucky. Another wide receiver, Naziah Hunter from Cal. He was excited. What a nice kid. Just a sweetheart of a young man. I asked him about his dad, Dominic, who I used to cover when he was in the NFL as an offensive lineman. I said, what's your dad up to? He said, nothing, just playing golf every day.
You should ask him about that nice watch he had on, too. It was better than mine, man.
Ivy Curry needs a watch. Bryce Williams with the rebound. So let's see. Nebraska, at one time they led by 12. And at one time they've trailed by 14. And Morgan has it popped out of his hands from behind. You see, that's how you're supposed to reach, Jimmy, from behind.
Is that how?
That's what they told me.
And underneath, because if you slap down a lot of times, even though you may get ball, a lot of times officials call that.
Bryce Williams, catch and shoot 3. Gary, offensive rebound over Hendrick, and 1. Bag it up for Juwan Gary. Yeoman-like work.
Well, I mean, that's how you respond to getting injured. So sometimes it takes you a little while to get your bearings back, but not for Juwan Gary. The impact has been instant since he's rejoined his teammates in this game. And once again, how important he is to this Nebraska team is on full display.
He's got 16. Nebraska right back in it. 12:39 to play. Second half, 49-44. The winner of this game becomes the champion of the inaugural College Basketball Crown Tournament. Left baseline, John, air ball. Williams the other way on the break. Gary, power throw to the hole. Juwan Gary, he's playing for his team. He's playing for the state of Nebraska. He's playing for his mom and dad, his little sister. Ivy Curry, step back three. Got it! J-I-C.
Just in case. Break just in case of emergency right there, buddy.
He's got a game high 20. 52-46. Heating up here. Remember, folks, they're playing for $300,000. ECJ. Pure. He's got 12. Johnson, blocked by Hoiberg. Hoiberg, he's got Williams in the corner. Now Bryce Williams draws a double. Gary. Hoiberg with the offensive rebound. Asijan. Again. Boom. 17-3 run for Nebraska. 52 up. They're playing for $300,000. You think they don't want it?
I mean, shout out to the Nebraska fans for coming out here making this enjoyable. I mean, Connor Asijan, you don't locate him. He may have struggled with a shot a little bit, but he's still a threat. You go under, you stay undisciplined. He makes you pay once again, and Raiola loving it right now.
The quarterback. 10:54 to play, second half. Nebraska and UCF in the College Basketball Crown Championship game. The winner to receive $300,000. Let's go inside the huddle with Nebraska head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Okay, what got us on that run? Our stops, defense, right? That got us out in transition. Keep the pressure on them. Great job with our hands, okay? Contest every pass, contest every shot. The one shot they hit was a hell of a tough contested shot. All right, keep rebounding that thing and getting out. They are crashing everybody. If we rebound it, we can run.
Hey, Gus, sounding real mayoral right there, right? I mean, direct eye contact, distinct. He explained exactly what needed to be done, how it needed to be done. Oh, man.
And the thing about Coach Hoiberg, he's been like that since he was a college player. That's why they call him a mayor. Diplomatic, understanding how to motivate people and gather people together. Darius Johnson continues to struggle, 0 for 7. Remember, he had 42 yesterday, and his hamstring is tender.
And probably not the shot you want to get coming out of the timeout. Kind of a quick, contested, deep three-point shot.
Here's Bryce Williams, catch and shoot. Strong. Mahovsky with the rebound. Mahovsky, Ivy Curry, Darius Johnson, Dior Johnson, Benny Williams. And a foul, top of the key on Bryce Williams. Here's Christina.
Yeah, you saw the urgency from UCF and Johnny Dawkins in that last huddle. He said, guys, they're playing our style. They're playing fast. He said, 5 guys, got to box out. All 5 guys, got to pursue. He also looked at Darius Johnson and said, it's time to be aggressive.
All right, and aggressive. Darius Johnson is trying to be. Looking for his first field goal. 0 for 7 from the field. But this kid has been different. Ivy Curry. Turns it over. Bryce Williams. Bounce pass. Baseline. Jam with 2 hands. And Drew Morgan. Benny Williams the other way. Pushes off the window. No. Loose. Nebraska has it on a 19-3 run with a 2-point lead.
Going right back into this two-man game with Morgan and Williams.
Williams, baseline, Morgan, jam with two hands again. Pick and roll. Now we're seeing Williams, post, mid-range, three-pointer, and throwing dimes off the bounce. NBA, you got one coming. Johnson, cross court, Ivy Curry. Benny Williams there. And a whistle and foul on the offensive rebound.
Well, a lot to be said when you don't have Mustafa Cham in the game, because now the pick and roll coverage is a little bit different. Benny Williams is up, which leads to an opening for Morgan. And then an excellent play, designed once again, and if it works once, run it again. Williams attracts three defensive players, which opens it up, that empty side corner. But guess who's back in the game right now? Mustafa Cham.
Here's Cham guarded by Vyuktinja. Gary Johnson crosses over Hoiberg. The kick. Ivy Curry, 5 to shoot. Doesn't want to give it up. Lost his footing. Inside to Cham. Off the back rim, no.
And that's excellent defense by Juwan Gary. Not only did he stop the drive by Curry, but he got back to contest the shot by Cham.
Williams throws it away. Darius Johnson had a steam, in and out to the hole, off the glass, no. Vyuktinja pulls it down. UCF won for their last 11.
I thought Johnson that time was looking for some contact. He didn't get it, which left the shot a little short.
Hoiberg, he can stroke it when he gets free. Vyuktinja tied up. 7 to shoot. Bryce Williams, baseline, turn.
Guess who was at the baseline? Cham. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they say this kid is going to be a delight to watch as he continues to grow, mature, and learn. 7:49 to play. Second half. Nebraska on the move. Andrew Morgan, whose family owns a farm, getting in some hard work. Let's go inside the huddle with UCF head coach Johnny Dawkins.
All right, listen up. Here we go. For us, it's about this. We got to settle down. Composure. We got to play with more composure. Right now, they got us sped up. We want to play at our pace, not their pace. You guys understand? Take advantage of what we need to take advantage of. Defensively, by staying in front of these guys. Can't give these guys driving lanes to our pace. You guys got to fight over those screens. Make sure they sit out in the stands. Big, you got to make sure that you help. Come over. No layup.
You know what I love about that, too, is this is a team that wants to play with pace, which is great. But you don't want to play fast in your offensive sets, meaning you're moving too fast, you're not executing the plays, and that's what he's talking about. Like, let's get back to playing at our pace, execute our offense on our terms, and then defensively we got to lock in and communicate a lot more. We're going to win this game.
Darius Johnson. And the struggle continues. It's that right hamstring.
Yep, and that's just really good defense by Hoiberg to shuffle the feet, and the explosion, and Johnson not able to get around and turn the corner. He's not only hampered him individually, but somewhat the offense as well.
Essegian. Again, and again. Connor Essegian is white hot. 24-3 run for the Cornhuskers, who take a 59-52 lead after trailing by 14. Essegian with 18.
Well, beautifully designed play for right here for Connor Essegian, as he's going to run all over here to get this shot, and it's beautiful. The timing is there. Mahoski that time gets caught, and he doesn't trail. Too much space in between. Once again, Essegian makes you pay.
Darius Johnson leads in. Robs it. Shaw. Kicked it out. Mahovsky, short. Tracks down his own rebound off the glass. No. And a whistle and foul. Bryce Williams picks up his fourth. 16 fouls against Nebraska. And Mahovsky at the line. Nils Mahovsky shooting two. His dad, Sebastian, played professionally in 6 disparate countries over 17 years. Jacobson in the game.
And those 4 fouls. Coach Hoiberg has brought out Williams probably for the next couple of minutes, bring him in after the 4-minute timeout or something. Finish the game.
59-53. Jacobson, Gary, the Siege, Buchtenjel. Here's Buchtenjel. He can score. Left hand slip, no, but a whistle and foul.
And that's where youth with Chom caught him, because now you're closing out to BK, a 28% three-point shooter, and you go for the pump fake. And that opens up the driving lane. Stay disciplined in your defense, understanding who you're playing against. A short close, force BK to give it up.
Berke Buchtenjel, BK as we call him. And one of the reasons that Nebraska will go into slumps this year is because this young man got hurt. He twisted his ankle. They were looking for that third scorer. So they have Bryce Williams and Gary. Buchtenjel was supposed to be that third scorer. Injured his ankle. Things turned out different.
Yeah, Buchtenjel is a very skilled big. You can pass the ball, create opportunities, and then you can have a post play that can give you some kind of presence in the paint. And you don't have them, it does take away from your offense.
Johnson, strip. Let's see.
All 3 officials didn't have a clue on that one.
And they're going to let UCF keep it.
Let's see. It goes off of. It goes off of Darius Johnson right there. Yeah, it goes
Johnson.
Yeah, it goes off of him. That was easy. Should have been Nebraska ball there.
UCF will keep it. Ivy Curry. Tightrope to the baseline. Dior Johnson. Forced. Rebounded by Darius Johnson. Shot clock doesn't reset. Dior Johnson. Chom, offensive rebound. And put back. That's what you love. Mustafa Chom. 9 points, 9 rebounds. Officially 3 block shots. 59-55.
It's hard to block out 7-2 because that time.
And Ivy Curry called for a foul, trying to get around a screen on Esijan. And now a technical foul on Ivy Curry.
Watch this. Is 7-2. All of it was needed on this rebound and put back, and cleanly got over the back of Connor Esijan. There's a tech been issued. Jordan Ivy Curry. Not the right time to get that.
So Esijan will shoot the tech. 18 points, 11 this half for Esijan. Ivy Curry with some words.
Well, he yelled out, yeah, illegal screen, but it's how he said it. I guess that didn't sit well, obviously, with the official.
Second free throw goes 60-55, 6:01 to go. Sideline out of bounds for Nebraska. Hoiberg been so solid in this tournament. The coach's son, Jacobson, same deal. Solid. Gary, Perlin, and banks it in on the miss. (62-55). Juwan Gary, 20 points and 7 rebounds.
It's the second effort, third effort. I mean, that's what you get from that young man. And at the end of this play, Tyler Hendricks for UCF is down on the floor. But watch the drive. He powers through it. I think that's where the contact was at. It was the elbow right there. Kind of similar to how Juwan Gary got hit
on the top of
his forehead inadvertently. And this time his elbow comes down and makes contact with Tyler Hendricks. Yeah, nothing intentional. This is physical basketball, and sometimes
Hendricks, sophomore, 6'6", 190. Juwan Gary, senior, 6'6", 226. Big, strong, wiry Gary. Hendricks, 5 points and 7 rebounds. He's been excellent in this tournament. So we'll take a look at him on the UCF bench. 5:41 to play. Remember, not only are they playing for the college basketball ground championship, not only are they playing for the crown, but they're playing for $300,000. This game, Johnson on the move, inside, good. Using that size and those shoulders to get in the paint, his first field goal of the day.
And finally was able to get to a spot and elevate. He used all of that upper body strength to kind of backpedal, create the space on Hoiberg.
Essegian around the screen, driving, Chom right there, Jacobson lefty. 3 ball, side pocket, 65-57, his first bucket of the game. Baseline, Depot, Johnson, step back, 3. Not there today, out of bounds, and UCF catches a break.
And that time, Johnson, on the pump fake, had to drive. He had actual drive to the basket, but he chose to come back with a step back, contested 3. Probably not the smartest decision right there, but they were able to retain possession.
He's 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. 10 to shoot. Ivy Curry, in and out, to the bucket, elevates, got it. Give this kid the basketball. 22 points for Jordan Ivy Curry off the bench today. 6-point game.
Think about it, guys. You had 5 players for UCF in double figures in their last game against Boise State. Only 2 right now.
Hoiberg picks it up at the free throw line. Essegian, the runner. He's been streaky this year, but the streak's on a good path today. 21 points on 8 of 15 shooting. 67-59. Ivy Curry a 3.
They box out by Essegian. Let me correct myself. I mean, UCF versus Villanova. 5 players were in double figures.
Morgan. Hoiberg. Bump. Jacobson. Slash. Off the glass. Good. Over the outstretched arm of the 7'2". Mustafa Chow. Nebraska fans feeling it. They made the trip from Lincoln to support these young men. And what a show they're putting on. .316 to play in regulation. 69-59. Big Red.
The beautiful touch here. Drive. High off the glass. Sean, you got to get up a little bit higher if you want to block that shot in the siege and looking at it. Oh, yeah, it's about that time.
They were up by 12. Then went down by 14. Now they're up again.
Well, it's the efficient offense in the second half, especially when Mustafa Cham is not in the game. The pick and roll coverage is different. Benny Williams is going to be up, and now Bryce Williams able to attack that and get some easy baskets inside. You add that to Connor Essegian in his second half, being able to shoot the ball. Total of 19 assists for Nebraska. 10 of those assists have been in the second half.
So look at the trio of Essegian, Gary, and Williams double figures, 21-20. And Bryce Williams with an easy double-figure game as well.
Plenty of time for
Darius Johnson inside, elevates. That one partially blocked by Hoiberg. Great defense. Darius Johnson, after scoring 42 yesterday, he's 1 of 11. 4 points. He's got a bad hammy and was in early foul trouble. So Nebraska taking their time now. Under 3 to play. The winner of this game wins the inaugural college basketball crown tournament and also will take home $300,000. 5 to shoot. Morgan has to hurry up and good. (71-59). Jordan Ivy Curry answers. 24 points for him. That matches his career high at UCF. Hoiberg. Nebraska trying to play keep away now. Time on their side. Up by 10. Jacobs. Strip. Picked up. Dior Johnson. Nebraska turning it over. They leave it. Ivy Curry driving. Left hand. And one. UCF not done yet. Jordan Ivy Curry with 26.
a little weird exchange here. That time Jacobson not strong with the ball, getting poked away by Darius Johnson, and then that transition break. Jordan Ivy Curry able to take advantage of Nebraska's defense not being really set.
Jordan Ivy Curry, his UCF career high 24 against Iowa State. Now he sets a new career high with 25. His career high overall 38 against SMU last year at UTSA. He's got 27 right now. 1:40 to go. 71-64. Gary Williams holds it. Gary inside. Esijan off the back rim. Esijan gets his own rebound, tied up. And a foul.
And that's a big-time offensive rebound for Nebraska. Connor Esijan a little long on that. Knowing Chum was in the background, but they carry him right back to him, and now he's able to get to the line. We're 1-1 and try to extend this lead. 9.
Connor Esijan opened the crown with 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting versus Arizona State. Misses the free throw. Darius Johnson the other way. Held back, no. Picked up on the baseline by Hoiberg. And it will be Nebraska basketball.
Well, watch Johnson kind of cuff the ball to get through there, but there's the pesky Hoiberg plucking it away. It's just been that kind of afternoon for Darius Johnson. And yesterday, everything was going for him. Today,
different story.
Different story.
Hoiberg brings it up. And a reach-in foul on Darius Johnson on Bryce Williams. Fourth foul on Darius Johnson. And if he makes 2 free throws, Bryce Williams, he will set the single-season scoring record at Nebraska. Gets a first. Bryce Williams. Father passed away in 2018 of a kidney disorder. His father said, son, always remember, when you play basketball, act like you've been there. He's now there, the all-time single-season scoring record holder at Nebraska. Mahovsky. Morgan Nebraska with the rebound, 102 to play, 73-64. How about this? Up and down all year. Injuries a problem for Coach Hoiberg and the Cornhuskers. But in the end, a great run in a postseason tournament, a championship. They're a minute and 2 away. And just as importantly, $300,000.
Let's not forget that part.
Miami, here I come.
And as you in college, man, you get, I don't know, 25, 30 grand real quick.
Ooh.
To go do
as a end of season bonus.
Yeah, right. Job well done.
Yes, your bonus.
Shout out, if it stands true right here. I've worked with a former Cornhusker, one of the better players from Nebraska, and a coach named Tyron Lute. You might have heard of him.
I used to call his games when he was at Nebraska.
Yeah, well, I played with Ty in Houston, and now, because I'm the color analyst for the Clippers, see Ty all the time, so I know he's excited about this.
73-64. Ivy Curry on the spin and the roll. Man, this kid can play. 29 points. 73-66 in a timeout. Cornhuskers.
Saw the Final Four yesterday. This game is far from over. As Duke couldn't get the ball inbounds, missed front end one-on-one. Houston was able to stretch that game out, similar to what UCF is trying to do right now. Stretch it out, force Nebraska to have to, 1, get the ball inbounds cleanly. 2, they don't get the steal, to foul and force Nebraska to make their free throws.
(73-66), 54.8 seconds to go. In the meantime, the road to the Indy 500 hits the streets of Long Beach for the 50th running of the Long Beach Grand Prix. The fastest racing on earth continues next Sunday, 4:30 Eastern on Fox. UCF raced out to an early lead. Nebraska reeled them in. So Jacobson will inbound it on the baseline. 54.8 to go. Bryce Williams waiting to be fouled, and he is. With 51.8 to go. Darius Johnson disappointed. What a great tournament he's had. 42 yesterday, but he tweaked that hammy. And it changed everything. 4 points on 1 of 11 shooting. Meanwhile, Fly Williams. Daddy, his name was High Fly. This kid's flying high for sure this season. Leading scorer, single season, passing James Palmer, 709 points.
Ty Lue stepping up there, 4th in that.
That's right.
678 points.
Here come the Knights. Ivy Curry gets his own rebound, blocked from behind, squirts around. He picks it up on his backside, but throws it away. His 3rd turnover today. Bryce Williams in the front court on the jump stop, fouled again with 35.3 to play. It's a great way to end the season for both these teams, playing in the championship game, but for Nebraska in particular to win a trophy.
No, it is. And, you know, you kind of wipe the bad taste out of your mouth for not getting into the tournament. Maybe losing at the end of the year. Now you can kind of take this over the summer.
Kinda.
Well, I ain't talking about the money. You go take that and have some fun.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're talking about. Kinda.
You know. But, I mean, it's a jump starter to getting ready for next year, I think, for this program.
Second free throw off the mark. 30 seconds to play. Ivy Curry. Bryce Williams with the rebound, and UCF may back off this time. As they reach in, and they will allow Bryce Williams to score some more points from the free throw line. 75-66. 24.2 to go from the championship trophy and $300,000. How about Juwan Gary? He said, man, if we win, I'm going to go home and I'm going to get a chance to share with my mom and my dad. His mom and dad work at the grocery store. Dad in the floral department, mom in the deli department. He's got a 16-year-old sister. This kid's got a heart, kindness. Second free throw, good. Man, just happy for him. And a steal by Bryce Williams. And that will do it. How about this? The Nebraska Cornhuskers. The college basketball crown, folks. The inaugural season. Trust us, this tournament is going to be here for a long, long time. And the first winners ever, Big Red. Champions of the college basketball crown and winners of $300,000. Man, it's these two brothers. They'll remember this forever. Milkshakes on these guys.
Got that right. But that emotion, that shows you how much it's a fitting ending because careers are now being over. And the way you go out as a champion, as a winner. And again, they're the first to do it. So you'll always go back to the first team that did it. And it was this Nebraska team who chose to come together despite whatever happened at the end of the season and say, we want one more go at this.
Led by Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams and Connor Esijan and Cale Jacobson, Andrew Morgan, BK, Buchtengel, Sam Hoiberg. What a performance. Nebraska, the inaugural champions of the college basketball crown here in Las Vegas. And coming up, we will be back with the trophy ceremony. College basketball on Fox Sports. This is what we do.